8.13 is getting two word problems, but don't freak out because they're exactly what we've been doing, and the level ones already have a picture drawn for you, so it makes it easier. Nicole is 1.55 meters tall, so that's her height right here. At 2 o'clock, which is irrelevant, she measures the length of the tree's shadow to be 30.05 meters. So the tree casting a shadow going from here to here is 30.05. She stands 25.6 meters away from the tree, so that's this distance here to here, so that the tip of her shadow meets the tip of the tree's shadow. So her shadow coming down from here is actually meeting right where the tree shadow ends. Find the height of the tree to the nearest hundredth of a meter. So first thing I'm going to do is mark the height of the tree to be my x that I'm solving for. And so all I'm doing is making a proportion. So I can see that the height of the tree is corresponding to her height of 1.55. So I'm going to put x over 1.55. So I'm in big triangle, and then this longer leg here is 30.05 is going to correspond not with the 25.6, that's kind of the excess here that I don't need. I need to know this right here, this part of my triangle, and I'm going to find that by taking 30.05 minus the 25.6. Because I know that 25.6 plus something made 30.05. Or 0.45. So I'm going to say those are corresponding. Again, is that the only way you could do it? Nope, you could do her height to her shadow is the tree's height to the tree's shadow, however you want to do it. Then I cross multiply. And I get nearest hundredth. Careful, I think they change what they want you to round by. 10.47. And since this is a problem that has labels, we need to label it, it would be meters. All right, number 2. To indirectly measure the distance across a river, so that would be here to here, Chi stands on one side of the river and uses sight lines to a landmark on the opposite bank. Chi draws the diagram below to show the lengths and angles that she measured. Find PR, the distance across the river. Round your answer to the nearest foot. So there should not be a decimal. So again, we've got this triangle compared to the whole triangle. They would be similar because we know they're right angles and we know this angle they share in both of them. So I'm going to make a proportion that says x is to 265. So I went one leg to the other in the small triangle. Now I'm going to have this leg, which is going to have to be x plus 135. Is to 340. Cross multiply, you get 265 times x plus 135 equals 340x. I'll go ahead and solve it. Surely that's not hard for us by now. And you should get that the river is 477 feet across. All right, and then number 3. Stay with me because all of these are slightly different. That's why I picked them. A pole 5 feet tall, right here, is used to support a guy wire for a tower. So that means a wire from the top of something anchored down to the ground. Runs, I guess we should read it, runs from the tower to a metal stake in the ground. After placing the pole, Madeline measures the distance from the pole to the stake and from the pole to the tower, as shown in the diagram below. Find the length of the guy wire to the nearest foot. So we actually want to find this whole wire. So I do see that I have this smaller triangle here. And then I have this whole triangle, and it gives me a length and a height, or a leg and a leg, because this is really a right triangle, leg and a leg. But is that going to do me any good finding the hypotenuse in this? No. I better find what this is so that I can actually make a proportion of one of the legs in the hypotenuse to the leg in the hypotenuse to find the wire. So I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem here, which says that if I square a leg plus the other leg squared, I will get the hypotenuse squared. That would be 9 plus 25, and that would be 34. Square root of 34. I would honestly just leave it like that. You could go ahead and put it on your calculator. And see that not in this one. Mode. If you have a calculator like this, it needs to be in classic mode. You can see that it's a decimal, but I'm just going to keep it like this for now. And so I'm going to go 3 foot to square root of 34. Is this whole thing needs to get added together. Would be 22 is 2x. Cross multiply my 22 times square root of 34 divided by 3. And it says to the nearest foot, so that would be 43 feet. So this one does require Pythagorean theorem because it does not tell us what the hypotenuse was, which is corresponding to the hypotenuse of the big triangle, which is what we wanted to find.